Hello, managers, and welcome to episode 6 of the 2016 BROhio show called the Blowout Week. And we're going with the Blowout Week this week because the average margin of victory was 38 1/3 points, with the closest game being 16. So that's a lot of big blowouts this week, kind of the opposite of the nail-biter week back in week 4. So that is the title for this week. And special announcements, I just have one. It's about the midseason special next week. By the time you get this, you should have gotten a text from me about the clips that I want you guys to prepare. There's only like 5 short answers, and you can just record them on your phone, all in one video or in 5 separate videos, whatever you want to do, whatever's easiest, and get it to me by Saturday, please, so that I can have time to put them together and work on them and get them all into the mashup and hopefully get these things out some point on Tuesday rather than the Tuesday to Wednesday night. But we'll see how it goes. With the late games on Monday, it's really hard to do the turnover like I was doing at the beginning of the season. But I'm going to keep trying to do the best I can. The tits this week, we have one trade. It was between Roger and Justin. Roger received Marvin Jones, and Justin received Kelvin Benjamin. So some maybe like high WR2, low WR1 trade going on. Roger hoping that Marvin Jones can keep up his production, and Justin hoping that Kelvin Benjamin can start producing as much as he was anticipated to at the beginning of the season. So pretty good trade. Didn't really affect this week much, but we'll see how it goes in the second half of the season. So for the injury list, I'll just go through here. We have Jay Cutler, Josh McCown, Carson Palmer, Ben Roethlisberger, Tony Romo, Carlos Hyde, Duke Johnson, Eddie Lacy, Jeremy Langford, LaShawn McCoy, Latavius Murray, Thomas Rawls, Theo Riddick, James Starks, Dwayne Washington, Devontae Adams, Odell Beckham Jr., Dez Bryant, Corey Coleman, Philip Dorsett, Will Fuller, Dante Moncrief, Steve Smith, Marcus Wheaton, Dwayne Allen, Jordan Cameron, Eric Ebron, Tyler Eifert, and Jordan Reed. And again, those are just the watch list, so hopefully you guys don't see your name on there very much. Trophies for this week, we have one to award, and that is going to be to Justin for a big goose egg week. No touchdowns, and he had 2 on his bench, so a little bummer for him. But big goose eggs going to Justin. And then for our seasonal trophies, we have new owners of the Bomb and the Dead Fish. So Mary Lou and Sarah are now in control of the Bomb with 598 points on the season. And Austin is the Dead Fish trophy holder at 484 points. Andrew Page still has the best week at 133, and Austin still has the worst week at 49. The worst loss is still Russell in week 1, 63 points. And Nathan is now in control of the Fighter Trophy with 626 points against him. He's still near the top in points for, but he's 2-4. It's a rough season for Nathan. But now we do have an interview this week, so we are going to turn it over and ask David some questions. David, 2-4 now on the season with a lot of injuries. Tell us about your struggles. What do you got going on?
Great question, Kyle. To answer that, we need to go back to week 2, that fateful week. I think it's probably easier if we go to the whiteboard. Let me explain. Week 2, my beautiful first pick, Adrian Peterson, he goes down, he's out for the season. My second pick, Doug Martin, he goes down. He's out maybe week 7. We still don't know if he's coming back. My third pick, Jonathan Stewart, he goes down. He finally came back this week. Waited 5 weeks for him to come back. My fourth pick, Dante Moncrief, he goes down in week 2. Still don't know when he's coming back. So you see, I think it's understandable that anybody losing their first 4 picks in the week 2, they're going to have some problems. A fun little stat for you guys. After 5 weeks, my first 4 picks have only scored 31 fantasy points. I don't think anybody could turn a winning season from that.
Oh yes, that can be big challenge when your top four players only get 31 points in 5 weeks. I checked mine, and I had 200 points with my first four picks. Keep in mind, one is Le'Veon Bell and was out for 3 weeks. So just to put that in perspective, I'm sure other people are close to 200 as well. So that kind of brings me to my next question. You're really good at picking up these players that have great weeks. This week being Cole Beasley, but we've just seen you be picking people up. Terrence West, like you're picking up people that end up getting a lot of points. What is your secret?
My secret, I'm afraid I can't tell you that yet. When I get that trophy engraved with my name in my house, I guess the secret's free then. Just so you know. Here's where I would put my trophy. If I had one.
Okay, well, if we have to wait for you to get your name on the trophy, we'll be waiting several years, I'm sure, to hear the secret. But that's okay. That's okay. One of the shining stars is Adam Vinatieri. Are you going to write him a fan letter for uh, doing so well for you? Are you excited that he is about to break the NFL consecutive field goals made record this week? Okay, not sure what that weird heart glass thing is, but I'm sure Adam Vinatieri loves you too. Last question for you today. You facing Andrew Page next week. Are you worried? Do you have anything you want to say to him?
Andrew, I don't really know you. I'd like to think we could be friends. And you saw my week 2 problems. I don't deserve the position I'm in. I just like to think that some of my friends would maybe play some players on bye week, maybe just let me win a little bit.
All right. Thanks for the interview, David. And I'm going to go ahead and move straight into the matchup reviews. The first matchup is me versus Roger. And good game, Roger, but another W for the Bell Sprouts. My team had a pretty good week. Andrew Luck scoring 23, Kobe Fleener and Matt Jones putting up 19. So not the players I thought would be my stars for the week, but I got the job done. Kobe Fleener getting 19 points with Drew Brees getting 32 points. It was interesting how I had a quarterback and receiver with Luck and Hilton, where you had the tight end with Allen, and then you had the quarterback and receiver with Brees and Thomas, and then I had the tight end Fleener. And it worked out better for me because of Allen's injury, but yeah, it was a good game. We both played our best teams possible, so moving on, we have Russell versus Tyler, and Dak Lives Matter finally scoring some points, putting up 120. What a big score. And if you look at Lamar Miller, 28 points. Right after we talked to Russell last week, he was complaining about Lamar Miller going straight up the middle. So if you watch the Texans game, you were able to see Lamar Miller put up 2 touchdowns and nearly 150 yards. Great game for Russell. And he had Matt Stafford and Rob Gronkowski both scoring over 20, and Christine Michaels scoring 19, while Tyler's team is struggling, only putting up 4 points with his star receiver, and Matt Ryan getting 21 points. Both teams had sit decisions that kind of affected them. But nothing that's going to change. This was blowout week, so nothing's going to change the winner and loser basically on all of these. But it was funny to see Russell pick the Steelers defense, and for the Texans to be his poor sit decision of the week was kind of funny. Tyler's team still getting over the Zika virus. So Nathan versus Zach. It was another blowout with Ben Roethlisberger injury and Antonio Brown suffering because of that too. Both of them together put up 12 points, where Zach had David Johnson scoring 31 and Terrell Pryor scoring 19. And a really interesting thing here, following last week's trade between these two, Zach puts up 22 points with Spencer Ware, which used to be Nathan's player, while Nathan has Latavius Murray sitting on his bench, hurt. So definitely some analyzing that can be done there. Our next matchup is Luke versus Justin. Luke has Tom Brady and Brandon Cooks both scoring over 20. Julio Jones scoring 19. And Charles is back for Luke, so his team is looking stronger than ever, although Matt Forte only put up 1 point. Justin really struggled this week. Again, he got the Goose Egg Trophy with no touchdowns. Amari Cooper, though, with 10 receptions, putting up 129 yards for 12 points, was one of his brightest players this week. But Carson Wentz, no touchdowns. Todd Gurley, no touchdowns. Kelvin Benjamin and Greg Olsen, no touchdowns. Mark Ingram, they all just went to different players this week. So Gurley's show had a bad showing this week, but I still think that it's a pretty good team. Our next matchup is Andrew versus Austin. So Andrew scored 71 with Tyrod Taylor and Ezekiel Elliott putting up 19 and 16, while he's running the Bengals defense again with -3. Austin just dodged a big Goose Egg Trophy with Aaron Rodgers' touchdown pass, but couldn't get anything really going with Jordy Nelson or basically just anything against that Dallas D. A.J. Green put up 8 points, Jeremy Hill with 3, so Bengals offense didn't do much for him either. Good game to both of them, and the best part of this matchup for me was when Andrew sent me this Snapchat here. It cracked me up, so hope you guys enjoy. And now our final matchup is Deladies versus Fumbling Fajitas. And Deladies had a great week this week with LaShawn McCoy and Odell Beckham Jr. both putting up 32 points, 5 touchdowns between both of them. DeMarco Murray is always consistent. Russell Wilson, no touchdowns, but a lot of yards. Kansas City did well. For David, Jonathan Stewart being back really boosted him up with 2 touchdowns. And then, like we were talking about, Cole Beasley pick up 2 touchdowns, 17 points. Adam Vinatieri being awesome as well. But Tevin Coleman, the decision to play Coleman over Terrence West really hurt David, but not enough that he would have won, but just for more pointage. Alex Smith, only 8 points, maybe not the best quarterback to play. Mariota did well. Even Kessler, could have been in there for David. But it was a great blowout week. Hopefully we get some more nail biters. I don't know. They're both kind of fun. It's good to have variety. So I'm enjoying this season a lot, and I'm loving these videos, even though sometimes it's hard for me to get them up in a good time period. But I'll move on here to the current standings. We still have the Central Time Zone sitting on top. He's the only 5-1 team. So we're all coming for you, Luke. We're trying to scale that mountain. But we do have this 4-2 group with Mary Lou and Sarah, myself, Andrew, and Justin. We all have our point spreads there. And then Zach sits as the only team that's 3-3. Zach with the least points against. So again, you gotta be happy if you're Zach. You're getting some good matchups. And then opposite of Zach, you got Nathan, who is 2-4 with 581 points for. That's the third most points, but still 2-4 because 626 points against. Tyler has a lot too at 603, but we see going down that whole 2-4 group: Roger, Russell, Tyler, David, Austin. The points are close. Nathan does have a lot more than like David and Austin, Tyler, but it's close and it's anyone's game, really. I still think that no one is out of this season yet, so it's going to be really hard, and that'll kind of take me into my final thoughts here. Just reiterating that, try to get those videos to me by Saturday. Just short little clip. It doesn't need to be long. It can be. I'm just going to edit it however it seems fit, and should be a really fun week for you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying watching the videos as much as I am making them. But It was a great week, and I hope you have good luck on the waivers for week 7. We're almost halfway done.